Oh, it's already live.
Hey guys,
One sec, and we're live.
and we're live. You caught me in the middle of trying on one of these dresses for the first time, and I'm wearing it with so many layers. But let me stop and tell you who I am. My name is Priya Mohan. I am the owner of Sorry Not Sorry here in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. And just in case you don't know, we are about to move to a new location just slightly up nearby walking distance. What I do is I source beautiful, pure silk saris, and I work with a very small ethical tailoring team in India, women led. And we turn those saris into clothing items that are size inclusive, age inclusive, great for travel because they're lightweight and moisture wicking and temperature regulating. And you can just hand wash them in a hotel sink and they dry instantly. I had a lady make an interesting comment to me the other day. She said, "Okay, so you sell saris." And I said, "No, we don't sell saris." She says, "But they're made of saris." So I thought, I'm going to take a minute to explain this. We make clothing that is North American cuts. It's tunics, it's caftans, it's jackets, it's t-shirt style tops, but we make them out of sari fabric. So even though, like, for example, if I took a pair of jeans and I cut them into a t-shirt, you wouldn't call them jeans anymore. You'd call it a t-shirt made out of jean fabric or denim fabric. So that's what we do as well. We take these Indian saris that have images and designs on them that reflect the different eras when they were made. Some are clearly 60s, clearly 70s, clearly 80s, clearly 90s. And those fabrics are turned into clothing that comes in every color you could possibly imagine. So there's always something that's going to fit you, fit your coloring, fit your style, fit what's already in your closet. And I'm using the word fit for a reason, because our clothing is size inclusive, which means what most people mean is that it goes from like a size extra small, and then there are a bunch of sizes till you get to a 3X. That's not what we do. We create one piece of clothing that is technically one size fits all, very much the way a sari is one size fits all. And the way that it fits you is that the fabric is so soft and silky that the drape of it kind of outlines your body so that you can tell what your shape is under there without showing all the parts. It skims over top of you. And that's how come we can have clothing that fits one piece of clothing that would fit from a size 2, for example, to a size 3X. And it'll just fit a little bit more loose or flowy on a smaller sized body. And on a larger sized body, it's going to fit differently, but still look beautiful. And the idea behind that is we want your clothes to stay with you for as long as you want your clothes to stay with you. My personal experience was that I fell in love with clothing and would buy it. And especially because we live in a country with 4 distinct seasons, by the time I got around to that piece of clothing again, sometimes it didn't fit. And I would feel really sad about that, even though it is this female's body's job to change and adapt. But my clothing didn't change and adapt. And that's why we created Sorry Not Sorry. Behind the camera right now is the lovely Shefali.
Hi.
And what I am trying on here right now is a new dress that we got in from Terrera. It's a Canadian company that works in the softest bamboo. And the clothing that they make is ethically made in China. I do believe that it is not available for our American clients at the moment until the tariff thing settles down, because otherwise it would be like 100% tariffs or maybe nothing, because who knows. But I wanted to show, especially our Canadian customers, I had not seen anything from Terrera that had this fun little drape. So as you can see, it has a knot kind of worked right into the fabric here. And I thought that that would be really nice for our clothing, like to wear as an underpinning, because our clothing also drapes kind of asymmetrically. So I thought rather than having a straight line at the bottom and then your draped silks, this kind of works into the total look. And if you were watching today's stories on Instagram, you could see that Alex demonstrated how this kind of a slightly asymmetrical, interesting, flowy, ruched look works very well with our silks. So we got as many as we could. They were running out of stock by the time I found them. I think we have a full size range in this color, which is called Lila, Lilah. And then we have a small and a medium and a black. I am wearing a size large right now, and I am wearing it over bulky jeans, a pair of shorts, and a tank top. And I feel like even still, it's draping okay. So just to give you a sense of sizing. Shefali, what have you put together for us today?
A lot of fun stuff.
You have been busy behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about this collection that I have not seen yet. What am I going to get to do today with these clothes?
So today, good friends, within the past 24 hours, we were infiltrated by lots of people outside of our community who had lots of comments.
Oh my gosh, this is like, we've never had so many
Passion.
so much passion.
Firstly.
Really, so much passion. So, yes, Shefali just brought up that we got a new collection. Let me start at the beginning, friends. What's happening? For a few weeks, possibly months, we have been telling you that we were able to get in touch with an octogenarian designer out of Quebec whose work I have been in love with for at least a decade, close to 2 decades. And he has a ton of things that he has to sell and has zero wherewithal when it comes to technology. I reached out to him when I found out that he was kind of not going to have a store anymore. And I said, I love your pieces. I need to stock up myself. And we got to talking. And I said, oh, if you're trying to sell your pieces, I can do that for you. So we've been working with him. He sent the first 10 pieces. They arrived in store on Wednesday. And out of those 10, we have 5 left.
Yes.
So they have been really popular, as I knew they would be, because he has managed to live his entire life off of this business he created for creating these coats. And actually, before I show you this, I am going to take a second to show you the type of coat that made me fall in love with his brand, Pepin Designs. So here is a shearling coat. He makes them in all kinds of lengths. This one I'm about to show you is
your own personal coat.
This is my own personal coat. But I wanted to let you see the kinds of things that we will be having in the fall leading into winter. And I want to say that the price of these coats, it's in the $900 to $1,500 range. Like, you're getting a hand-constructed shearling coat made out of merino. Like, they are forever pieces. So let me just show you one so that you have a sense of what's going to be coming in the future. Mm-hmm. This is my coat. It's a car coat. It's not a 3/4 length. I will show it to you up close once I have it on. First of all, it feels like a great big hug.
It's a massive blanket.
It's basically like a massive blanket. It is a merino shearling. This is unbelievably soft. Like, it's just too soft. And then out here, this is the outer side of the shearling, but instead of making it suede, it's more of a shiny leather. And then it has artwork, right? Well, it's painted actually with different different geometric shapes over top of the leather so that it gives it a bit of a visual texture. It has patch pockets here on the side, and you can see the tops slip up here. It's got an asymmetrical hemline. This one is more of an A-line cut, which I really like. And my favorite part of his jackets are always his collars. So you can button this up, you get complete warmth, and you don't need a scarf. And then this piece goes here, like this. So there's your scarf. And then this buttons up here. And one of the things I like most about his coats is I have been able to wear his coats for a decade, really. And it's because at one point, I just went to a tailor and said, can you move the buttons for me? So for this one, I could keep it that tight if I wanted, just by moving the buttons. And then if I needed it larger, I can just move the button to here. And because of the asymmetrical cut of the coat, it's just always going to look good. So one of our customers, when we started showing these, Lorena, actually, when we started showing these online, said, but if I move the button, isn't that going to make the coat look funny by making the pockets askew? Don't ask me why. I'm not a designer, but for some reason that doesn't happen.
Not a designer, but is designer for sorry, not sorry. She's not she's not a jacket designer, friends, but this coat is a piece of art.
It is.
And to think that, he's even still willing to make more, and he's like basically got tremors and is close to being 80.
He's watching us today.
He's watching us there. Oh, hi, bonjour. But it's a true testament to how many decades he's spent working on his craft. Like, yeah, it's a lifetime piece.
It's a lifetime piece. So I have given 2 of my coats now to Mira
Mm-hmm.
because she wants them. I still have 3 of my original ones that I bought from him. And I'm actually going to get him to add because I bought them when I was a
Oh,
size
Priya,
2.
could you move the mic so that it's on the outside? You flipped it.
Better.
Yeah, it's because when you had the jacket on, it muffled it completely.
Oh, that would that's what happened outside too. Yeah, we'll have to be careful of that.
Mhm.
What if I put it here?
Well, it doesn't matter, right? It'll still muffle because you're putting it on. So it's better to always keep it here because even when you have the jacket on, like you just have to be a bit careful of where it is. So you can't move too much when you have it on. You just have to. Oh,
Do I look beautiful?
you look amazing.
Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it there if it stays.
Okay, Britney Spears.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it just goes.
Toxic. Okay, let me know if you can't hear me, but that should solve the coat problem. So yeah, I just wanted to show you what one of the shearlings look like. We're getting one in as a sample just to kind of have in store to show you guys, and then we'll be getting more in the fall. In the meantime, we will have these coats, which are also designed by him, but they're the fall coats. And I think you guys have probably already seen the video. Some of these have sold already. This one, for example, has sold, but I wanted to show you the fabrics. This is a boiled wool. Somebody today asked if it was itchy. It is not at all itchy. In fact, okay, if I rub my arm on it, I can feel that there's like a texture. But I am also very, very sensitive to wool. Like it always makes me have to scratch my arms. This does not make me have to scratch my arms. So I would say the feel of it is almost like if you can handle a merino wool, you could probably handle this because it is a very fine, long fibered wool. So this is what they look like. And then his spring coats are actually multimedia coats. Some of them have boiled wool and cotton or leather or performance fibers, performance fabric. I think that's all the things we've seen so far, right? Performance fabric,
Leather. There was suede because the one I have has suede on it.
Yes. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. We have been looking into the tariff issues, and supposedly, and again, things are always changing. There are no tariffs on these coats to ship to the United States. Having said that, I want to do a lot more research before I give that my seal of approval. But in theory, we should be good because they are made in Canada, fully constructed in Canada, and currently are covered under the CUSMA agreement, which is also known as the Cam agreement. I don't know, something. There's a US version, a Canadian version.
Of course. Classic.
So that's what we're talking about today, which brings us to the question of art. So we posted some of the videos that we had taken of these pieces that we are so excited about because everybody here on the team is in love. And Réjean Pepin has a dedicated following of people who are in love with his work.
Kind of like us.
Yeah. And then when we posted it, we got so many negative comments, an equal number, to be fair, maybe far more positive comments.
Mm-hmm.
But it was such a change for us to even see any negative comments that come through on our feed. And we're like, we've become controversial, which got me thinking, but to me, this is art. Like,
yeah.
Like I see it as a man's vision for putting together something that is different and fresh and a reflection of his own views on how a person should look and feel in his clothing. And other people are like, that sucks. And I'm like, why are you so triggered by a coat? I don't understand. So I did write a blog on it. It's connected to the email today, and it'll also be coming out on our Instagram and Facebook on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Anything to add, Shefali?
Well, yeah, lots of things.
I'd
love to read a bunch of comments because our ladies have joined us. Jacqueline Webster says, happy Friday. Nance Cavell says, happy Friday, everyone. Jackie says, hey, everyone. Sabina says, happy Silky Friday. Happy Silky Friday. Jordy says, hooray, time for silks and community. Yes, our real community. And Michelle says, happy Friday. And Sabina says, I love the coat. I love the stitching on this yellow coat.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Jane says it's beautiful, especially the shearling coat. And for Facebook and YouTube, Margaret says, happy Friday. Christine says, happy Friday. I hope everyone has had a good week. You too. And Julie says, hello, happy Friday. And Marilyn says, hi, ladies, happy Friday. That coat is fabulous. And Anne-Marie Courier says, beautiful jacket. I feel like I've seen his work before. Perhaps in a boutique in Montebello?
He does have a boutique in Montebello.
You nailed it, Anne.
You nailed it. He's also been at the One of a Kind show for at least a decade. When I first found his work, it was at a boutique in old Quebec City, across the street from the Chateau Frontenac. And that's where I found my first orange shearling. And I'm like, I must have this coat. I just gave it to Mira. I have just parted ways with it. And when so
when was that? Like
20 years. Mira would have been 6.
Yeah.
When I first bought
5.
Remember, she couldn't get enough hot dogs. You heard the story.
Yeah, but wasn't she 5?
She might have been 5. Yeah, because Nisha would have been about.
Yeah.
Nisha would have been about 10. So yeah. So I got my first one when Mira was 5. And now she's 26.
25.
So 20 years. And I'm still wearing it. Like, I just moved it along because I have to move the buttons again. And I thought, or I could just give it to Mira. How's the volume going with my...
Actually good.
Is it? Okay, I'm going to actually put it in properly then. Right there.
It's actually a great solution.
Is it?
Yeah.
Good. Yay. It's nice when that works.
Yeah. Priya just has a headband every single live and we just clip it on. Yeah.
No, it works really well. So I am going to show you some outfits that Shefali's paired together because we were all very excited to put together these artisan made coats with our silk. Now, like I said, we only have 5 left, but we are getting more. There are 12 that are en route to us.
12? Nice.
15 that are en route to us, including one shearling, just so we can show it to you.
Exciting.
We're very excited about it. So it really did get me thinking, though, what is art? And some people did reply that, anything that moves me, anything that makes me feel calm. I would love, if you have, the inclination, to write down what your definition of, if you saw something and you said, well, that's art.
What would that be?
How
would you define it?
How would you know that that's art?
Yeah. Well, that's actually kind of how I felt when putting together this collection. So I chose fabrics and pieces not only to be worn as like under the jacket, but also to layer as looks. And that was kind of what inspired me to create the post that I did today, was kind of showing how, because I know a lot of us as ladies, like even myself, I like to wear not only my side slit tops, but also in the winter, my scarves. I don't even have to buy scarves. I have my ponchos that I just throw in my coats, and it's my extra accessory. It's my extra warmth, and I'm good to go.
Yep.
And I kind of want to show ladies, how they can layer their silks and pieces, and how the jackets act as like this additional.
So do these go together?
No, not necessarily. I thought that one would just pair really nicely with yellow as a color.
It would.
Especially even as a scarf. Like imagine that with your red top and your jeans, and you have this beautiful poncho you've turned into like a scarf. And then you have this amazing yellow coat that you've thrown it on with.
So yeah, I could just put it like that.
And to me, I think that's what art is. It's just, it's not actually a medium or a thing that can be so specifically defined in one category. But I feel like a lot of the people who commented also probably felt uncomfortable by the fact that it was not something they could categorize.
No.
And they also didn't categorize it as something appealing for them. And I think that's key, is that art is not meant to be appealing for everyone.
No. And that's what where I landed with art is something that shapes your emotions, that shapes your life, that like it creates within you a feeling. And if that's the case, if it got some people so passionate that they decided that they needed to let us know, must let them know.
Like you have to, you actually took the time to stop your scrolling and comment on our feed. That is atrocious.
Yeah.
Using the word atrocious.
Right.
That is.
So to me, that's art. It evoked a response.
We actually did our job. So thank you.
This is how it looks as a scarf. And I kind of feel like I want to wrap it.
Yeah, I love the wraparound. Like, look at how bright that pops. You have the denim at the bottom. It kind of elevates a coat that is a lot sweeter into something a bit funkier.
That's
And
adorable.
I actually have his jacket, and this is one of the jackets I have with this kind of similar collar. Another designer, Joyce Capella, she does a similar jacket as well. And I wear my ponchos and my scarves all the time with these kinds of collars, and it's not too overwhelming on the neck.
No, because if I had used a wool scarf or something, it definitely
I would have choked to death.
Super bulky, right? But having something light like this, and it would be beautiful even just under the jacket with the jacket open.
Mm-hmm. And you can wear it tunic length with the jacket.
Yeah, absolutely.
So another part of this collection that is key is that I picked styles that I actually felt like would really pair well with the jacket styles. Because a lot of ladies like to ask, like, what can I wear these for the winter? How do I layer these? And I want to show that you can. So imagine that, right? And then you have that red poncho, and you throw that red poncho on as a scarf with your blue, and then you have your primary colors as your look.
Wow.
With like a necklace.
So the red poncho is the next one.
Well, it's for you to play around with. I kind of kept it open to you.
Well, thank you. Ooh, I love that next one. Oh, I see. It's a set.
I played some games. I did. So there's quite a few comments.
Yes,
I will
please
read
share.
them. Anne-Marie Courier says, it's nice that you and Rejean have crossed paths. I think it's serendipity.
Yeah, I love it. I feel very honored. More than anything, I feel honored that I'm able to, I'm getting chills because I have always had so much respect for this man and for his vision. And I never thought when I first met him 20 years ago that I would have the privilege of being able to share his work with the world. Like, to me, that's like, I can't even. The man is a visionary when it comes to it, to working. To think that he started as a furrier, right from like the beginning of this is what the skin is, to working in Holt Renfrew and helping them with, sizing coats and cutting pelts and matching things. For him to say all of this fussiness with the leather, with the leathers and the furs, is actually hiding the true beauty of the coat.
I agree.
Which is the material.
Yeah.
If you're going to take this fabulous material and do this and do this and do this, then the shape becomes the point, as opposed to the media. Right?
The medium, yeah.
Medium. Yes, medium. So yeah, I am so excited that we're doing this.
Isn't that basically abstract expressionism in some way?
You are talking to the wrong person, and yet I know that there are
and maybe the ladies can help me with what artistic theory it is. But yeah, isn't that sweet?
Especially
and you get the pop of red with the pockets.
Yeah, what is that?
Other.
Oh, right.
There you go.
Right there. So on the thing, it's there.
Oh, right. Because you're flipped around. Rejean's going to be like, this woman has no sense of direction.
She just keeps looking the wrong way, walking the wrong way.
Margaret, as an artist, says, art for me means something that someone has made themselves by hand or not. It's their creativity come to reality.
Yes.
You can still find something as art, even if it's not for you. The pieces will find their people, much like your clothing. That's so beautiful.
It is so beautiful. And that's what I think too. When I started reading these comments, I just had to laugh. I'm like, then this coat's just not for you.
Yeah, like
that's okay.
Priya and I were calling periodically during the day to talk about like logistics for different things. And she was like, can you believe some of the comments? And I was like, honestly, let them comment. They're giving us so much engagement, which, thank you so much if you're feeling so passionate about something. But at the same time, like, you really have to, it forces you to face yourself, which is what true art should do. It should force you to face yourself in some capacity. Yeah. And something about that made them so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And there was this guy who commented, Attila, and Priya was like, is this your friend Attila?
And I'm like, Attila,
and I'm like,
you need to have a talk with your friend.
I'm like,
he's
Priya,
anger issues.
Yeah. And I was like, Priya, if he commented like that, he knew what I would say back to him. I would bully him. Love you, Attila. But basically, this guy had commented like, that is a horrendous. I like that one better. That is a horrendous coat. And then right after he commented, but then again, so is then he said, what do I know? Picasso is also horrendous as well.
Yeah. And again, I think it's perfectly fine. It doesn't bother me at all. I think it's great that people know what they like and what they don't like. And when they're shown something that is not middle of the road, that's when you really get to see what people love, not just what they accept, but what they love, because they are willing to challenge other people's beliefs and their own beliefs in order to show up in that art and say, no, I stand by this.
I agree.
And it never even crossed my mind that his work wasn't exquisite.
Right.
And so when people are like, ooh, I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess that's also a viewpoint. Sure.
You know what? Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you for having opinions.
Yes, absolutely.
So Christine was wondering, are the jackets heavy in weight? Just to add a bit of a logistic question before I get to our comments.
Yes, I would say the shearling ones, I want to say this is about 8 pounds, between 5 and 8 pounds. It weighs less than a bag of potatoes. It weighs
more than a medium fry, but less than a bag of potatoes.
What it feels like.
Starch reference.
If I am carrying it under my arm, I'm going to say it weighs as much as any other winter coat I've ever owned. That's not a puffer coat, right? Yeah, it's not heavier than that. Like I don't feel it weighing down my shoulders. And for me, that's a really big thing. Like I've stopped carrying bags on my shoulders because it just digs in too much. I can't handle that weight there anymore. That's a great question.
So, a couple more comments. Heather says, the solution seems to be writing it out in the blog. Perfect. And Jane says, happy Friday. Happy Friday, Jane. Heather says, any creative expression. Michelle says, I agree with Heather. For those who were negative, I think it might be important to remember that it is all in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
So I had actually picked a lot of vests as well, because I also wanted to show how you can actually turn the vest into a scarf, like an Hermes scarf that goes under the jacket to create an extra layer, like in the photo I had. So basically,
like the way I just had it on with this yellow one where it kind of went here.
No, under the shawl collar.
You're going to have to explain that to me.
So
I do know what you mean.
Do you know how I had that photo with
on the outside of the collar?
Yeah.
Got it. Got it.
You got what I meant.
I got what you're putting down.
Picked it up what I was putting down. Majority said yes. It feels icky when you get a negative comment, but in all caps, we aren't supposed to please everyone.
No.
I think of home staging when people sell their houses, the difference between a home with personality and without.
Yeah.
Versus something that is so bland and trying to appeal to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Sabina said, artist subjective, creative self-expression always.
Yeah, I think so. And which means you don't have to like all art, right? Not every piece of art is going to speak to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love what he does. I really do. I always have. And it might not be for everybody, but I can tell you honestly, any time I wear one of his works outside, people will stop me and tell me that they love my coat. Every single time. Mm-hmm. And, I think I've probably shared this with you guys already. My husband I was born in Ottawa, but my husband is an Ottawa boy through and through. And then when we got married, the deal was whoever got their job first, that's the city we would settle in. And I got a job in Toronto, so he had to move. And he always said, like, when we were buying clothes and things, and I would be like, I don't need another coat. I have a coat. And he'd say, Priya, you live in Canada for at least 6 months out of the year. Your coat is all anybody is seeing. Might as well have some good ones to choose from. And I had never thought of it that way. I'd always thought of a coat as something utilitarian. But he's right. Like when you're out and about, it's just your coat. You can be wearing your pajamas under that. I have, in fact, worn my pajamas under it with great
pride.
With pride and a pair of boots, and nobody's known. But
all they're looking at is the coat.
All they're looking at is the coat.
So it's actually very true because Mira was wearing Priya's old shearling, and I was wearing my Réjean Pepin, and we were at Guess. Actually, we were walking in the Guess store at Lime Ridge Mall. The one of the women who works there, she actually stops the two of us, and she's like, "I love your coat." It's so genuinely was like, your coat is so nice. Like, where did you get this? Like, you have to tell me more.
Yeah. No, I have told so many people about his work. Yeah. So I hope that you guys enjoy it as much as we do. And if you don't, perfectly fine. Maybe it's an acquired taste. And probably because I know the man, I think at some point I'll try to. I did actually do an entire interview with him. Oh, so what happened was,
This is a pain point for
this
Priya.
is a pain point for me. So he's not very tech savvy. So I've been, hesitant to try to set up any kind of an interview or anything because I really don't want to add any pressure to his world. But he called me so we could go over these pieces that he had sent. I wanted to know information about, any interesting points about them that I should know. And when he started, I said, hold on, I'm going to do a screen recording of this. And I had done screen recordings in the past, and it always also got the volume. So you can see where this is headed. So I'm on the phone with him for a full hour. We're done with the coats in 15 minutes. We get into this conversation about how he started his career, why he left school because school just wasn't for him, how when he was 15, he would only stay in school till the taverns opened. And then at that age, he would go to the taverns. And he built ships, transatlantic ships in the eastern provinces. Like, he has just done so many things.
Wow.
And the way that he decided that he was going to work leather and work furs, he was jobless. He had returned back to Trois-Rivières, I think it is. Sorry, Réjean, if I'm getting it wrong. And because his sister had said, why don't you come back home? So he came back home. He didn't have a job. And then he was walking, I guess, along the street, and a store owner said, can you replace this window for me? I want you to replace the window, but then put the old window back as well so that it kind of insulates. So he says, well, I've never done it before, but I'm sure if somebody teaches me, I could do it. So he did. He figured out how to do it. And then he didn't really have a place to stay. So this man said, why don't you just stay in my basement till you have proper place to stay? So he stayed in the basement. And while he was down there, he saw books on how to design things with fur. And this is a man who hated school. And he started looking at these books. Turns out that was one of the things that this man did, was create fur things.
Wow.
And he realized, this is what I want to do. Sorry, I know I'm talking a lot. So he said, this is what I want to do. So he called up the government of Canada, because that's how small the world was back then. And he said, hey, do you have any courses I could take on being a furrier and turning it into clothing? And the government of Canada said, in fact, we just started one. So,
but in fact, we did.
So he goes to school, learns everything there is to learn about working with fur, and then starts working at different companies, including Holt Renfrew. And then he said, women would come in and they'd be like, we need our coat altered. And then he would do these alterations for these mink coats. And so he would do these alterations, and then the women would come back and go, oh, it's an inch too long. And he said, and it was devastating, because for them, it's just changing it an inch. For me, it's taking apart all the seams, putting all the seams back together, putting the lining back in properly. He said they had no idea. And then he was working for this one guy.
Wait, keep that on, and then necklace.
Oh, yeah, okay.
A long necklace.
And then he was working for this one guy. I think it might have been at Holt Renfrew, but again, it was a long time ago, different ownership, I'm sure. And black, or this one, black?
I think black.
Yeah. And he said he was getting so much work, kind of redoing and redesigning existing coats, that the guy, his boss, basically said, I want you to give me 10% back of whatever you're making redesigning the coats. And Réjean was like, yeah, that's not going to happen. And he quit. So that's when he started making his own things. He just said, this is how I would do it. I have all that haute couture technical skill. And with that skill, I'm going to tell you, there's a better way to do it.
It's funny. I see a lot of similarities with the story that Réjean has gone through, and also your story in how you came into this brand.
Yeah.
And I think a story for a lot of us as individuals, but at some point we have tried the normal channels, and the normal channels made us go, actually, absolutely not.
No, exactly. Absolutely not. Yes.
Yeah.
So true. And that's exactly what he did. And then he wasn't sure if it was going to work. And he said, where did he say? He went somewhere and he started selling, and he started making $8,000, $10,000. And he goes, they were just flying off the shelves. Well, it makes me think that was the 80s when that first started. And that's when he decided, yeah, this is a thing. And then he had a business partner who tried to scam him with all this money. But again, Canada was so small back then. He called the bank and said, this is not okay. And the bank was like, okay, we'll give you back your money. Like, that would never happen now.
No, that would not happen.
No, that would never happen.
That's so funny. I also think so. I chose this blue because I think it looks beautiful with the yellow coat, and he uses that blue leather in fixing, like fixing the buttonholes. Oh, what are you doing?
I'm not allowed to do that.
No. I checked. Don't worry.
Okay. What time is it? Because I know I've been talking.
It's 8:35, so you're doing great.
Okay.
There is also a really nice red necklace that I think would go really well. And I think this is also a great way to show that the Ritzy actually looks pretty good with the boxy top.
Yeah, so I'm wearing boxy top. And as you all know, I am not a super big fan of the boxy top. But when it's worn with something underneath it and then a little necklace to tie the whole thing together, it works. I think it works.
It's cute.
Yeah.
Now, this is an example of a simple look where it's not, as a lovely customer who was in shopping said to me when I was putting together the looks, that's a bit much.
Oh, that's where you go up a bit much.
Yeah. I'm like,
or you say too much for you.
I was like, friend, look around us. Let's, I don't know if you know what we do here, but we're all about a bit much.
Yeah. We give the option for a bit much. You don't have to be a bit much.
No, but we provide the opportunity.
That's right. We provide the materials to help you be as much as you want to be.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to just continue my way down through this rack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So why don't you show the look that I actually did in the post, which is I think the last couple things before the next coat.
Okay.
It's this long tunic with side ties, and then that vest as a scarf with the jacket. And then that could be our final ending towards the next piece.
Right. And then the next jacket, the next piece we're showing has not sold.
No.
Right.
It's pretty amazing to see like the techniques used. And what I like so much about even our pieces is that there is like a human feel that you're reminded of every time you put on the piece. And a lot of people forget that every piece of clothing that has ever been made ever is not done by a machine. It's a machine is used, but every single clothing created was done by a person. A person had to run.
That's going to change where at some point machines are designing our clothing.
Machines may design clothes, but they can never make them, because the problem is you can't actually, with the way sewing works, you can never actually have a machine make a piece of clothing. Is that true? It's true. You can't. Who is going to put the pieces together? Who is going to seam them? Who is going to, you can cut the pieces out. You can use machine elements for even creating garments, or for, fabrics. You can use machines, because even the first patterned weave patterns were created in almost a binary computer way. But to actually sew a garment, it's near impossible for a machine to do.
Is this how you wanted me to wear this one, or on the outside?
Well, I was thinking you could wear it like that, or you could tie it around you, because it creates a really nice flouncy texture. And then I'm going to leave it open. Really sweet accessory of a sorry not sorry tag.
The tags are beautiful. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like this whole look together, again, for a country where 3 months out of the year minimum, you're wearing a coat, it looks really good. This is definitely a spring coat. The shearling I showed you is clearly a winter coat. This one is spring. It's spring or fall. It's a lightweight jacket. It is not going to keep you warm on a blustery day.
No.
It's about the equivalent of a heavy sweater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a cute look. Love how you work these colors together.
Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful.
It was fun. I feel very inspired when I look at Pepin's coats. Like, truly, as somebody who really appreciates art, and I think that that's a lot of these things Priya and I do share in common. We have a really strong appreciation for obscure abstract art, as her Vladimir can tell me.
That's right. And her wait, don't tell me. Give me a hint.
Chemiakins.
Yeah, I was thinking about that on my way here. I don't like benign art.
So this piece of art that Priya now has in her living room, I feel like to the people who posted or commented on our would have said, "Oh my God,
yeah, that's right." If they saw the art in my house, they would have they'd use better words than horrendous, atrocious.
They would actually probably have to bring in a priest, because they think you were worshiping like two demons, and you're like, "That's my guy."
It's funny because as a person who enjoys Indian food and spicy food, I was once told that by a friend, this was not offensive, by a friend, that I had lost my ability to sense the finer flavors and finer nuances.
Excuse me?
Like something that was seasoned with salt, pepper, and dill could possibly just be lost on me because I was used to so much flavor, so many different elements. And I wonder if maybe I've gotten that way with my clothes too. Like there's nothing wrong with a solid black head to toe. But if I could just add a dash of this and a dash of that and a little paprika and who would have guessed nutmeg, that's how I dress.
Yeah, I think it's an appreciation for all, but a choice to do what you feel comes to you naturally.
Yeah.
Right?
And I have space for all those flavors. And that could just like, some people might find that overwhelming. I don't. I can taste all of them and feel how they interact, like that perfect bite.
Mm-hmm.
I can handle the perfect bite.
And I think you can handle a perfect bite not only in a piece of food that has just salt, pepper, and dill, but also in a piece of food that has over 20 different spices in it.
Yeah.
Like I think that you are somebody who can appreciate both things because you see the value of both things existing in the same space.
That's right. And that's not to say, I mean, I do like things that are just with salt and pepper. I think there's
you actually do. Yeah.
Yeah. Like she's giving me a face because I can tolerate it more than she can.
She's like, Priya will say Waldorf salad and I'll go,
she'll reach into my cupboard and find a hot sauce, any hot sauce, and spice it up a little bit. But no, I definitely have room for more subtle things, but I am not confined or limited, to just subtle things. So kind of love this, guys. This is the coat that I used in the blog. It's a cloak, actually, because I think it maybe is a little controversial, and also I love it. So let me tell you what you're looking at here. This is actually a cotton fabric, a cotton weave. You can see it there, which Réjean Pépin took out onto his driveway and dyed with all kinds of dye on his driveway. That's how handmade it is. And then he's turned it into a cloak. If you wanted, you don't have to, but you could put like buttons here or something to cinch it in.
I don't really a magnetic button.
Or yes, you could put a magnetic button. But I don't think you need to because the sleeves are long enough. This is not going to spin around on your body. But you could.
No, and it's also got a lot of weight. Like not a lot of weight, but there's enough weight to it that it won't move.
Yeah. Yep. So you could definitely do that if you wanted. It's got this unbelievable collar. It's made out of cotton, and it's got some embroidery kind of work on the cotton. This is also all hand dyed. You can see the trim on this is another kind of cotton.
And look how well made it is.
Yeah.
You won't find that on Temu.
No, you won't find that on Temu. And the attention to detail, even like with these pockets here.
So sweet. And I love the way he's only half tacked them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, fabulous. And look at the stitching on that. That's just fun.
You're very playful.
Higher there.
And that's what I actually like is, you can tell when a piece is sewn, especially as a sewer. Like I know I can tell a piece is sewn by a professional or somebody who's had years of experience because I look at the way he does his hems and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
But I know he made a choice, a conscious choice to add in those little extra stitches just to add a bit of whimsy.
Yeah. And he's still making these coats right now. And he says that's what he looks at his job like. He doesn't see it as going to work. He sees it going in to have fun.
Oh,
yeah. Which I think is the dream, isn't it? So this is what it looks like on. Here's what another thing I like about it. Sometimes when I'm wearing longer dresses, like you could see when I was wearing this one, I am not a fan of wearing a shorter jacket with a longer dress. Like I feel like either the jacket has to be very asymmetrical, so the dress kind of looks like it's part of it, or a longer coat to cover the bottom hem of the dress. So I would, if I was going to wear a dress, like the baby doll dress here, that was the button, magnetic button. If I were going to, I would probably end up wearing a dress with something like this cloak over top. Here's what it looks like. This here is also boiled wool. This here is boiled wool as well. The buttons are made out of Fimo. This
clay,
like a clay.
Fimo clay.
Yeah. What else do you need to know? So this is the reinforcing that holds this flat. There's more boiled wool up there. I don't think this one actually has any leather on it.
No, I don't think so either.
No, this one's just all fabric.
So I chose pieces for this one because I wanted to say to myself, if I was to wear this cloak out somewhere and I wanted to have some fun with it, what would I do? And what I love about this baby doll in particular is how abstract it is. It's also so vivid and vibrant. Like, I just think it's so fun together. And I actually paired it with the blue or the teal necklace to tie in the blue. And I just feel like it's the kind of the
I also
pairing.
just reached for the teal necklace.
Connected. Subliminal messaging when she saw my post and she didn't realize.
Yeah, like that. But again, beautiful outfit for a country where you're pretty much wearing a coat all the time outside, except in the heat of summer. You've got a really finished look that includes your coat. Anything from the ladies?
I think the ladies are just enjoying watching.
I'm glad.
But yeah, I picked some cool pieces. I also picked high-low.
Ooh.
And I thought if you wanted to do a little pant change, you could show the gray pants with this high-low.
Okay.
Because it would be a really cool look together. And we're having a mic change.
Yeah. I figure as long as I'm not doing up a coat anymore, it should be okay with the mic.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us a bit more about, the kind of coats that we've been bringing in? Like, why is it that we decided to only bring in some of the spring coats right now?
Yes. So we really wanted to see what you guys thought. How do you feel about these pieces? And then we probably, if we had met Réjean a little closer in the fall, we probably would have started with the shearlings.
Yeah.
But seeing as we're moving into spring, it seemed like a good idea to start at a lower price point, give you guys a sense of what his work is like, and also get coats that are seasonal. So that's where we started. But we will be bringing in the heavier coats as we move along, just because they're kind of divine. If nothing else, just to show them to you. So we've worked out something with Réjean that we don't actually have to pay for them until we sell them. That way we can show you as many as possible without having to worry about our limited budget. So that's
because we do have one.
Because we have one. But this way we do get to show you a lot of things. There's going to be a lot of pieces coming in and out. Shefali and I have a trip planned to go visit him at his workshop in the summer. That's going to be very exciting.
I am, as a fellow sewer, so excited.
It's going to be really cool.
It's like entering another world. And I feel like that's what you get when you see each of these coats. It's like being in another world. But I also feel like with our store, it's like being in another world.
It's true. It's true. And the other thing about going to see his workshop, it's not just being in another world, but I forgot what I was going to say. Something that you were going to say. Gone, guys, it's gone.
It's an element of art, right? This kind of escapist feeling. It does help you kind of escape. I think that, this is the first time in a while that we aren't actually so focused on the tariffs and, these kinds of things in our life because we've had something so joyful.
Honestly, it's true. This has been very joyful. You guys might remember these pants. They're the winter weight linen from 2 seasons ago. It's called Morel.
Morel.
It's Morel. It's kind of like a mushroomy color with a little bit of green. So any kind of a neutrally taupey brown is basically the color you have here. So very much an earth tone. But I brought some pants that were not Bryn Walkers because I know we tend to focus on the Bryn Walkers. And there are other pants, ladies, there are other pants out there. It's true. It's true. So what am I going to go on with this?
Yeah.
That's not high-low.
That's high-low. You'll see it. No.
This one?
Yep.
Ooh, that's going to be beautiful.
And that was unplanned, friends.
Yeah. She just said, bring your gray pants. And I'm like...
And then Pri was like, dark gray or light gray? And I was like...
I'm 5 minutes from out the door. Pick a color. With so much love, I said.
Pick a color.
Pick a color. I like the blue with it.
I like the blue with it too.
Oh, our next Ziska order has also shipped. So for those of you who missed that fabulous necklace with the big circle that had the copper on the other side, it was blue and green. So we're getting some of those. We're getting a few beads. Basically all the stuff that we sold out in within the first week from our very first shipment, we're getting more. But then that'll be it for that because the season is over for those. And they are seasonal. That brand is seasonal. Okay.
Meaning that they always have stuff. It's just period. Like it's
so
never
when
back
it's
again.
It's never coming back again.
Yeah.
So kind of like us, where we have one piece, it's one of a kind. They have a collection that they make for a season. At the end of the season, they stop selling that collection. You have to move forward to their next collection.
You have to move forward.
Yes, you. So that, I guess,
such is life.
Like for me, I didn't get that blue one with the big circle and the little green, and I'm like, no, I must have that one. So I placed the order. One is definitely going to me because I know I'm never going to get it again.
Ooh, love that high-low. Thank you, Jacqueline. Yeah, it's beautiful. We have so many beautiful pieces. Sometimes, we're not able to show.
We're not able to look at that. Again, a work of art drifting down the street.
Imagine like walking to either Old Massey or New Massey Hall.
Any of the Massey Halls that are now Roy Thompson.
New season pieces drop on Monday, says Corey.
Oh, on Ziska?
Yeah, I think so.
That's the ones we already have. They have not even got them onto their website yet. So the pieces, like this piece, is from their new season. We do get them just ever so slightly before they put them on the website.
Yeah, and we have a fast turnover rate because we'll go, they need to be online as soon as possible. And now it's like...
I know, honestly. And it's been tough because we just got in a shipment from Terrera. We just got in a shipment from Creative Designs to get ready for spring again.
We just got in the shipment from Pepin.
We just got in the shipment from Pepin. We just got in a shipment from Ziska. And we're getting another shipment from Ziska. And I haven't even ordered the Blue Sky yet because for some reason my login's not working and they haven't gotten back to me. And I'm talking to Alex and I'm like, yeah, so if I place the order like on Monday, we're going to get it about a week before we move. And I'm like, is that going to be a good idea? So in the midst of all this, we have the move. I love this one. One of my absolute favorites. Whee! What else did you have for me to try on? Should I just go through this
little section? I mean, that sculptural tunic dress, the really sparkly one, that's in there.
Yes, that'll be fun.
I thought that would look so elegant with the sleeves. But even the waterfall top is whimsical. Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
This piece, we had a lady come in who was saying that she would definitely buy this for her daughter's wedding for the evening. And then she was like almost out the door with it. And then she's like, oh, darn, I have to wear coral. Coral. And she was all like, coral's the color of the wedding. I can't wear this color. It has to be coral. Well, she really loved it. And she loves bright colors. And
I would be bummed too.
Yeah. Like, when you find the perfect dress and then you realize that your daughter has picked the one color that you don't like, but you kind of have to work with it because it's your daughter.
It's funny how life works that way.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see what my potential kid is going to like in terms of clothing. Just do a little untuck from the back because you're
fully tucked.
Yep.
Okay.
They turn out to be the most conservative, I'm just an accountant who likes to wear.
Okay, I'm not going to lie. My eldest doesn't care about clothes at all. She's like, as long as I'm dressed, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Mira is very much like me. She loves the whimsy and the fashion and the fun of it all. The fun part, not the couture part. No, fun part. Yes. Henna likes a good tailored piece.
She's a couture girl.
She is a couture girl.
She's classy.
But I too was a couture girl once, and look where I ended up. So I know her day will come.
But I know that also in a lot of ways Nisha is like Priya, because when Priya has something to do, she does not care.
No.
She does not care what's going inside her body in terms of food or what she's got on her body, as long as she can see with her eyes and type on a computer.
That's it. That's all I need.
Yes.
But I also got dressed for work every single day for 25 years and had to be out the door by 7:30.
Yeah.
So I put in my time of doing that. And now if the one thing I can do is work from home and be comfortable and sit in my computer, I can enjoy a little bit of that too.
Yeah, you should.
I do. But I love coming in. I always have an outfit primed and ready to go if I'm going out.
Tis true.
So this is a very fun look as well.
I think you can actually pair this with the necklace I had put together. The one that I insisted that you should take apart.
Don't touch that necklace. That's what I got when I tried to take it apart.
I said, no, Priya.
I really am actually loving the Ziska necklaces with the beads. I was not a believer before. I always thought like it's going to look chunky, but then when I saw Alex wearing one today during her story, I was like, I would actually wear that.
And I saw Lisa LaBelle sent us a photo, and I loved it with two little beads. Yeah,
really pretty. I say this because I'm not a short necklace lady. I am always a pendant lady.
She has like an infinite amount.
I have an infinite number of pendants. And I hang them on those little 3M hooks on the sides of things. But yeah, like the possibilities feel endless with these.
Mm-hmm. Margaret said that cloak would look so cool with the collar up like a hood. And Amy has joined. She says, hi, friends. Happy Friday. Hey, Amy. Amy's like, how are things? Feels like it's been ages. LOL. It has.
It has been ages.
We're just showing off these new coats from our good friend from Quebec, Réjean Pépin.
I feel so bitchy.
I was going to say, you shall not pass.
So some of his coats do have collars that are clearly designed to be hoods. My black shearling coat is designed that way. This one, I think, could be worn as a hood, but it needs to be
in a time of desperate measure.
Yes. If it's snowing and you can't get your hair wet, it's time. But yeah, it's super fun piece.
Yes, but this piece, this self-pocket, this sculptural tunic is incredible.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And it is a sculptural tunic. It has pockets. You can see the fabric up close that way.
Mm-hmm. You have like that really vibrant kind of Victory red with black. It is black. And then you have like that gremolata kind of, not mossy, but a deep leaf green. You have that taupey gray with more black, pops of like a marigold with orange.
I definitely see this as an evening piece. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like it just feels like a lot of fun for an evening piece.
I see that cloak as an evening piece too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like dinner.
Yeah. And everyone's saying how much they missed Amy. She says, I missed you ladies too. This is my first free Friday since the new year.
Wow.
Crazy, Amy. And Amy says, fun new coat.
Yeah.
It is. I want to show the sculptural tunic dress because I feel like it is a lot more muted than some of our other pieces. And I think that's why there has been no justice for this piece. That is a perfect match.
Isn't it? It's so easy. And I think we're out of the red cords again.
Oh, yeah, we only have one.
Yeah. So I do have 6 more black ones coming in. I can't keep up, guys. I did just place another order, but I will add more cords again. Yeah. And I love it. It's a good problem to have. Thank you. I am thanking you for that. I am also just feeling like I wish I could have anticipated so that you guys wouldn't have to wait. I do love this together, Shefali. This necklace really does tie the whole thing together.
It brings the colors up top. Yeah. Nice colors in that dress. I agree, Corey. They're very much your colors. I love the sculptural tunic, says Jordy. It's gorgeous.
It is a really great cut. Ooh.
Different, more subdued. You have the pop of teal, but still very put together. And it kind of shows you that you don't, with coats like this, you don't actually need to be wearing the colors in the coat with your piece. Like I wear my Rejean Pepin piece with anything that I'm wearing. Like today I'm wearing burgundy. My piece has no burgundy in it and lime green. And I think it still made me look really put together and elegant because it itself is a very...
Well, I think it's like when we pair our silks together. Just because the person who designed it didn't figure out that orange looks great with that doesn't mean orange doesn't look great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would concur. And Amy said, we need to bring back great cloaks.
Yes, we do. We do.
We do. And Michelle said, that was a really great look. Thank you, Michelle. And Carrie said, yes, it's so pretty. And Corey said that it was a very artsy outfit. Thank you.
So this one is a waterfall top. It's got kind of corals, peach, very pale rose color, black, definitely yellowish, some kind of taupey browns there.
Yeah. The morale goes really nicely with it.
Yeah, well, the morale is a great neutral. Like I was saying, if you're starting your Bryn Walker journey, getting something like a gray or a taupe and then a black and a blue will take you very far.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
So soft. So soft. Now, I could probably wear it with this one too, even though I'm going out of order. But that's fun.
Sweet, very sweet.
Right? With the lines going down
and it covers the slits on the side.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're getting more of this kind of coat, right?
We are going to. As soon as I showed him what sold, he goes, "Oh, so he calls this a cape style, CAP, which I don't think cap. So I've actually had some trouble translating some of his things. He calls this a cap, and he also calls the one I've been trying on a cap.
Probably because of this.
I don't know. I'm just going with the flow. This is me going with the flow.
Rejean, after this live, he sends you a massive message on Facebook
with dictionary definitions. Yeah. I figure I'll catch on eventually. Right?
I figure I'll catch on eventually. Yeah. You know, from a distance, these two, you would not think work together. Do.
Yes, that's what I thought. I thought I'd put them on together because you wouldn't think they would work together, and they're beautiful.
And I actually think that the tags especially add that pop of white in the center.
That pop of white, that unexpected pop of white.
That we are still available for purchase, pop of white.
Sure.
Do you have the coat fully up?
I don't know.
I think on the other side you folded over.
Yeah.
She's folded. Yes. See, ladies, you don't even need to know how to put clothes on.
You're still going to look just great. So this, by the way, was a shrug, not a scarf.
No, we don't actually sell scarves. Fun fact.
No, we don't.
We actually don't sell scarves at all anymore because
you know what? It was too hard to put them on the website because like fold them up and take a picture and so we just stopped.
Yeah, and we had inventory issues, and we just kind of said to ourselves, we can use our ponchos as a scarf.
Yeah. Why just buy a scarf? I don't think I like it buttoned up with this.
I think that
I like it open.
Yeah. And I also like it, I'm going to call it what I like to say, Sri Lankan president style, the Rajapaksa style.
Sri Lankan president style? Yes, we all know that look. Yes, I also like it Sri Lankan president style.
Where he just has this very skinny red scarf like this, and you're like, okay.
Oh, dropped a thing. Oh, that's the price. Haha. We'll have to put that back on. This one is $355, which I now know because I saw the price.
And worth every penny.
I think so. Well, just first of all, the fact that you're never going to outgrow it is the big win right off the top. Just think of how many times you've bought a coat and then you couldn't wear it 2 seasons down the road. I was having this conversation with a lady who came in, a customer, and I was saying it's like a woman's body, men's bodies, I feel, don't change quickly. Like you may see a man gain weight over time, but for women, something goes horribly wrong in their life, they stop eating. They get sick and they're stuck in bed for a little while, they gain weight. Mm-hmm. Something else happens, they lose weight. They're worried about their child, they lose weight. Like whatever is going on in their world shows up in the shape of their body.
Yeah, and then they're bloated because like it's a week before Mrs. Flo is entering.
Aunt Flo
is entering the chat. I'm calling her Mrs. Flo because she's no aunt of mine. But there's just so many things and factors, and a woman's body shows that.
So, to have coats like this, where all you have to do is move the buttons and you get to keep the coats. Like as you may know, I refuse to buy anything that's going to stop. I refuse to invest in anything that's not going to fit. Mm-hmm. Having invested in all that Chanel.
Jordy says, I agree. Cloaks are so size inclusive and they're gorgeous.
So what color do you want me to wear with this? Now, this is also still available, right? Mm-hmm. This one. This is beautiful.
If you want to have some fun, you could do those, or you could do the green. It's up to you. I think it'd be nice with the green, with the pieces I've chosen. It'd be fun.
Okay, green it is. So this color I'm about to put on is from 2 seasons ago. It is called Learbird. Let me know if you see the other one.
It's behind you by the...
Yeah.
See it? We just played a short game of where's the magnets?
Okay. If you're wondering about my shoes, they're from a Canadian company called Poppy and Barley.
Oh, another Poppy Barley has hit the chat.
So I got them the same time as the other Poppy Barleys. But I thought it'd be kind of cute with the coats to have something a little more sporty.
Mm-hmm. Amy said, once upon a time ago, I did a historical reenactment, and my favorite part was snuggling up with a cloak in front of the fire pit. LOL. Oh, that does sound nice.
Yes. So this is Learbird. It is a very dark teal. Also not available anymore. Just so you know. So just in case you're suddenly getting your hopes up right now.
And we can recreate the outfit that I created for this piece. So I use that one shoulder as the Hermes scarf that goes under the collar.
Okay, let's give it a try.
But this long tunic with side ties, I love this piece because it looks like somebody has drawn on trees and then kind of done like basically an Edo period block print, or it's like a woodcut print.
And now the colors this is it's a dusty coral color, like a dusty peach.
Like
this is orange. I don't want to call that a persimmon. It's a little too pinky. It's more of a pinky coral. Persimmon is
peachy, yeah.
It's more peachy. Persimmon is a little more red.
Orange, yeah.
Yeah,
red. Yeah.
Yes, like a watered down red.
Yeah.
Okay, and then that's on the outside. So this coat is also still available. This one is also made out of boiled wool, but here you can see he has reinforced this panel with canvas. And on the other side as well. Oh, and across the back.
Just learning so much about this coat.
Yeah.
What I love about it is also the mustard stitching he's used in the collar. Hair time.
Okay.
And then you want to take the one shoulder and have some fun. But what I wanted to show with that look was kind of showing how, you could basically have a matchy-matchy. If you're someone who's bought sets of pieces, it is possible to create a matchy-matchy. Just undo the collar.
Undo the collar.
Like it was folded under.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it can show you how much fun you can have with just the pieces that you already have and the styles you already have in your closet.
So first I'm going to show you how this looks with it done up. Then I'm going to move the microphone and then show you the rest of it. So you can obviously leave the collar down. If you want to create a slightly more elevated look, you can. Now, there are two ways to do this, and I'm going to have trouble doing it because I'm looking at the opposite of myself. But I can take this and I can attach it this way. See with the red showing? Or I can also attach it this way with the white showing, and it's just going to create a different type of swoop here at the collar. So I'm going to do it with the red showing. First to just show you how that looks. And then I'm going to undo it, move the microphone, and use this as an Hermes scarf, as you call it.
As you call it. And what I really like is that you can even show how the one shoulder can be turned into a simple scarf when you turn it into a triangle.
Yes, very easy to do. Okay. Move my little friend without dropping her
or ripping out a hair.
I'll put that right. Wait, guys. It's just me.
Oh my gosh.
Gotta get it right. Okay, there. Okay, so here is my one shoulder dress.
Which is a wabi.
Which is a wabi one. And it's the same fabric as the top underneath. I'm just going to turn it into a triangle. Except the wind from above is blowing it in the funnest way possible. Ooh, that's a fun little look, Shefali.
Thank you. And then I added
a necklace. Which one?
That was the necklace I put together. Yes, the one I said don't touch.
That's very fun. Oh, and this is definitely one where I need to fold these guys up.
So this one is bigger than the yellow coat, right?
This is definitely the most generously cut one we have in the style. I would call this one an extra large. It's very generously cut. There.
Look at that with the orange and the pop of green, and you have this red, like
it's very finished.
You know what this reminds me of? The colors that were in season when we were at Hermes, actually.
Mm-hmm.
We were there. And
yeah.
It was a lot of this like hunter green with orange leather. Priya's laughing because I did excitedly try on.
She was so excited when we went into Hermes.
I was so nice about it.
And
too.
it was the tiniest fitted, most expensive leather jacket you've ever seen. And I'm like, she's like, oh my God, could you imagine if I bought this? I'm like, it would be such a waste of money. I'm so sorry. I love you dearly, but that will fit you for a week. And then you'll just be sad.
Right.
Yeah. No, you have to have throwaway money for that.
Yeah. And not only just the money to buy the jacket, but the money to stay into that jacket, as in all the Pilates, a personal trainer.
Well, and even that wouldn't help because, friend, I did that. I was doing Pilates 3 times a week. Not because I wanted to, look a certain way, but because I wanted to be healthy and I had time and I'd finished having my kids and I thought, time to get my body back. And I did do all of those things and it didn't make a difference. My body was going to change.
Yeah. You liked it or not?
Yeah. It's really dry in here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really dry.
It's really dry. Okay. Well, that was fun. What's next?
Well, there's lots of other pieces. For this jacket. I kind of wanted to show how even a neutral piece like this could be elevated, because I think that's kind of why it hasn't sold, is that, people are like, well, it's gray. I don't know.
But I think, gray's a good, safe place to start.
Yeah, right?
But then it does have those hits of color with the red and everything that you can draw out with your red accessories, with your red eyeglasses and your red purse, but you still basically have a gray jacket. So if you do need something that you don't always want to look, wow, you have something you can tone down or dress up. So this is fun. This one is like an icy gray with almost like a marigold. Lovely little border on that. There. And what did we want to see this with? Same jacket?
Yes, same jacket. Those are all with the same jacket until we get to the next jackets.
Okay. Oh, I like how this pulls out that orange and the thread work there. I don't know if you guys can.
That's what I was going for.
Yeah, I can't see now, so you'll have to tell me. Can they see that that's orange? Okay. Ooh, I kind of like the lapels showing on this too.
Yeah, because you have the white, right? And I think when you have white like that on the inside, you can kind of play with lighter elements in your pieces as well. Yeah, and then you could do a pop of red. Still very put together. And
still not wildly over the top.
No. I guess for us anyways.
Yeah. So true.
We kind of forget that sometimes.
But even Kim got one. Kim got a red one just like this.
She did. She did.
Kim can be just a little bit more conservative than we are. She doesn't go way out there the way we do.
She's like, I like my colors.
Yeah.
And that's that.
That's right. And even she did I think she posted a story the other day and she was talking about how, when she picks what she's going to wear, she's always thinking, I don't want to outdress the person who I'm meeting for lunch or whatever. Me, I'd be like, you know who I am. You know who I'm going to dress.
Yeah. I'm like,
you've met me.
Yeah, so, we're still friends for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like that's a consideration, right? That there are some places where you don't want to be like, hey, I'm here taking up all this space. So yeah, I think this is a good coat for kind of allowing yourself some room to take up space, but not necessarily taking up that space. So this one's really fun too. And again, you've gotten something with lots of earth tones in it, and then some blacks and grays. You can see that right there. This is almost like a dark golden color leaning towards brown. This is a gray. It's actually, quite honestly, it's a teal, a dark, dark teal. This is a rusty dark red, like a rusty brick color. And the rest is black and very pale teal. And it's a side tie top. I love the next one that's coming up with the stripes. Oh, this is beautiful too. So again, really subdued. I'm going to untie these little friends here.
So what else did you talk about in your blog?
It was really just that. I was talking about like how there are a couple of things. I was just thinking about art in my life, right? And how it showed up like tradition, like art as art, right? And I talked about, we used to have this reproduction painting of Lady Lochnow. She's currently hanging in Edinburgh. We had a reproduction. I didn't know it was a reproduction. I just thought, wow, this is a lovely painting. And I didn't find out till much, much later. Where's the coat? When we were in Edinburgh, and I found out that Nisha had spent her entire childhood talking to this lady in the painting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you know the one that's at Dottyman's house?
Yeah.
That's her.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, well, that's an interesting part of art, right? That literally it speaks to you so much that you speak to it.
Yeah.
Right. And then I was thinking about another reproduction painting I have of these two parrots, you know, the one in my dining room, which I know for sure is not real art. It's a reproduction, or somebody thought, I'm going to paint some parrots. Is it art? I don't know. I think so.
I like it.
Just because it's framed doesn't make it art, but it definitely brings me joy, is what I was thinking. So is that what makes it art? I don't know. And then I was thinking about that beautiful photograph I have by Monique, the one of the stilt walker in Havana, and how much it speaks to me as a woman who's just wearing stilts, walking on this street, heading on her path, like way above it all, precarious, and just moving along, doing her thing. And I just find that it's so inspiring. You know, she's calm, but I've put it in my blog. If you're wondering what all these pictures look like, you can go to the blog and I've got images there. But, you know, to me, that's art. And that's because it reminds me of something, like it reminds me of strength. So, you know, art is doing that for me. And then I was thinking, well, are these coats art in the same way? Yeah, I was just thinking, especially because then we had a disproportionate amount of people who became passionate about how much they hated these coats. That I was thinking, well, but they're art. So kind of made me kind of think that through.
So Christine asks, sorry to ask the same question again, but how heavy is the weight of the wool coat? So we had answered it the first time with the yellow.
It's about the same.
Oh, maybe it's because you'd answered it with the shearling.
The shearlings are quite heavy. I would say, oh, right, it was these. I would say it's as heavy as a thick sweater.
Yeah, they're not really that heavy.
They're not heavy. Like if you had a Donegal wool sweater and you were kind of bunching it up and holding it in your arm, it's that heavy, but it's not as thick.
Yeah. Kim says, I am watching.
Take it.
Michelle says, oh my gosh, it's my goal to be the best dressed. Of course, it's pretty easy where I live. And Corey says, LOL, that's great. Go for it. And Amy says, there's whole university classes discussing, is it art?
Yeah, so
and
true.
Whether prints can count. My brother rants about it at great length.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Like, it is a really good question. You know, do these coats, and I was thinking about it because like one of the people who commented about the coats, all they said was it has no lining, which made me think that their understanding of what a good coat is based on it should have this stitching, this structure, this lining. They didn't want to see it as something other than, right? Like a different way of approaching the same thing.
It's like, is this a sandwich, right? Like, is a sandwich only one thing, or is a hot dog also a sandwich?
Is a hot dog a sandwich? Yeah, very good question. I love this top. How has this been just kicking around? It's so soft. Wow. So it's, again, very 1990s, a teal blue, like a teal mid-tone blue, reds and burgundies, beige, and then a crew color here, very pale. And this is like a pinky taupe, probably like owl. And you could also wear it with vinaigrette.
Amy said, yeah, not much for artsy dressed folk here in Alberta, says at Michelle, or at least not in my corner of the province. And Michelle says, this is making me miss my mom. She loved handcrafted things. She would be swooning. Thank you for the warm memories. Oh, Michelle.
I really do feel a joy in these handcrafted things that I just don't get from, you know, if I go into a mall, I might see something I like and I'll be like, oh, I like that. But when I see something that's handcrafted, I don't just like it, I feel it.
I think it's the story, right? We talked about this too when we went to go see the art from Bob, and he talked about, like, especially with that Chimyakin piece, right? Let's use that as an example. Like the Chimyakin piece, talking about how he like actually met him, and this guy did a gallery after leaving the Soviet Union. Like it was such an incredible thing to think that I had a piece of art that came from his father's business, or not even business, his father's gallery, which was a part of Torontonian art culture in like the 80s. And now 40 years later, I have that in my living room.
And I love that story part of it. I sometimes don't even know the story of the artists. For me, sometimes sometimes I feel the intention, like I'm like, that person who created this. I used to feel this when I taught English as well.
Yeah.
Because people would say, well, why are you analyzing a book? Like, how do you know that it's not just the story is just what it is? And I used to say, well, when you look at a painting, and you appreciate the overall painting, you have to be aware that the artist chose to put that thing there. It wasn't like it was there, especially if it's something that's created out of their own minds and not just like a landscape or whatever. They decided that red leaf should be there. So then the question is, if it was a decision, what motivated the decision? Is it that they were trying to have composition? Is it because the red leaf means something to them? You don't know, but you know that a choice was made. And that's what I like about art, is that every single part of it reflects that a human choice was made. And then as a result, we have this thing.
Yeah, I agree. But I think asking a question like that is definitely the perspective of someone who's like, well, what's the point of anything?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, then what's the point of you asking me this question? If it exists in the world, then clearly somebody saw value in it existing in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. And I think that whole part of it becoming so controversial really surprised me.
But I think it's because, and I've said this to you as well about like, music and culture, like there is a lack of that kind of understanding or appreciation for it here because of how young we are, even as a province. Like people are not exposed, if they've been in Ontario their whole lives, to like even in Ontario, even in Alberta, if you've been in Alberta your whole lives, you might not have been exposed to what exists as like mediums or forms of art in the grand scale, unless you know somebody or you had somebody in your life that could appreciate that. And I think that's even probably how Michelle feels, right? Like she grew up with a mom who appreciated handcrafted things and beautiful things that were made by people that told a story and were intentional. And you don't get to appreciate that if you've never been exposed to that.
No, if all you've seen is functional, right? Like, you need your clothes, you go to this one store that has things to wear. Like it's I do need to say, guys, I just realized this coat is a little bit scratchier than this one. Just like how we can tell you with different silks, there's sometimes a different texture. This one is fully smooth. This one has a slightly more pebbled texture, so you can feel it on your skin a little bit more. This one you don't at all.
So Lorena said, for me, it's like funk in music, the genre of music. That's very true.
Oh, those are trees with birds.
Yeah, I remember when this piece first came out, it was incredible. And I felt like it just had to be shown as like, Hermes would sell that for
it would. A bazillion.
A bazillion dollars.
How many zeros are in a bazillion? That's how much Hermes would sell it for. And it would be a copy of an Indian print.
Yeah. I mean, you said it, not me, friend.
It's kind of true, though, but...
True though, but. And Morag said, as an artist, hey Morag, I can tell you art has a life of its own. It wants to be made. Storytellers, songwriters, painters will all say the same thing. Sometimes the art comes to you and you have to create.
I honestly believe that.
I fully believe that.
Yeah. No, it's not something you have a choice to do or not to do.
There's no choice in the matter.
No, you're the vehicle.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like being compelled by God, Like seriously, it is though. Like,
or the creative spirit, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, there is something.
There's a higher power to it all.
There is a need to create. I mean, look at Sorry Not Sorry. Look at these things where you're like, there is nothing in this space, and I'm going to fill it with something that brings me joy. Right? I love it with this necklace.
I like
very, very soft.
It's not the same kind of blue or green. I think because the resin is like not opaque, you allow it to play with the other colors a bit more, kind of like our George episode.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to show how does the one shoulder work with this jacket?
Is it longer than the jacket?
No, I mean in terms of sleeve situation.
Oh, sleeve situation is fine because the silk just disappears into it. Mm-hmm. I personally am not a fan of the dress being or the tunic being longer than the jacket. I may be alone on that. That is a personal thing.
How would you style it then?
So if I were, what I would do is I would probably, while I have my coat on, I would do a bit of a French tuck here. And I have done this before, where I will style it like that, maybe a bit more French tucking, so that you don't see the full length of it until the jacket comes off. That's how I get around.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
Morag says, yes, you're the vehicle. And Lorena says, have you just tried to describe funk music, dancing to it versus dancing it to music prior? Sure. I feel like that way about a lot of genres of music, especially for like electronic music. And the kind of electronic music I listen to, as Priya knows, it's a lot of
sound. It's too flavorful.
there's more than just dill and salt.
Yes, there's more than just dill, salt, and pepper. And I think though, as I'm getting more and more exposed to it through you, I'm understanding it a little bit more and able to understand the different sounds and the different beats. And but I think exposure has a lot to do with it, right? You don't. Mira was even saying to me that there was a time where she wouldn't have been able to tell what was good techno music from what was not so great techno music. And now she's like, she knows.
Oh, she really knows. I can take her somewhere and she'll be snobbier than me. She'll be like, this is bad, Shefali. I'm like, yes, it is. Like we had gone to a show together and she stood at the side of the wall the whole night.
Me.
Horrified by how bad it was.
So this is kind of see-through. I hope you guys can see that there.
Sabina said, I too am with you, Priya. I don't like my coats shorter than my dress or sweater.
Yeah. I don't know why. It's just a thing.
It's a calling.
Yeah. So again, I probably would not pair these two. The only way that I would pair this is if this were so asymmetrical.
Like with your shearling, right?
With my shearling. But even my shearling, I don't know I would wear with this. Mm-hmm. I would wear something more like a cloak or a full length. Or just simply tuck this up in my travels until I get there. And there's just two left. Well, those are both very pretty. Just tuck that under there.
I thought it was also fun to show off some different pieces.
No, I know. I haven't seen these in so long.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, they're beautiful. But I'm a sucker for teal and red.
So. Yes, and for peacock-esque.
And peacock-esque work, yes. And huge paisleys. Like, this is just joy for me. Joy personified.
The French tuck with is genius. What does the back of that one shoulder look like? It's so pretty. Ooh.
Oh, it is so pretty, actually. I didn't even show you the back. It's this. So, and the sleeve that's where your arm would go out, is on the.
Sorry, Margaret, it wasn't showing up for me.
Like that.
Cute.
Don't think I've done these two. And then we move on to another coat, ladies. These are such fun coats. Very excited about the next one, even though it's a little bit small on me. This one is a short caftan, tunic length caftan with side slits. And it's so soft.
Isn't it?
It's so beautiful.
So soft.
So there's part of me who's like, okay, I'm done getting dressed. I'm so comfortable right now. Like, I could just drift out the door and live my life.
Bye-bye. End of life.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. End of life. We're done. But if I wanted to, I could take one of these.
I will take a picture of that song recommendation and send it to Priya.
Oh, what song?
Charles the First, Mercy Falls.
Okay, I'm in. Love these, by the way, when you add them to these tops with the slits, which is something we couldn't do before we had those slits. Too cute. Okay, and then back to this jacket. Yes, I'm good with the length of these together.
It's acceptable.
It's acceptable to me. You know what? It's just different preference, right? Like, I just think given my body size, I can't get away with it. But then if you think of Kathy from Lady Luck, it would probably look amazing on her, right? Just given her length.
Yeah, she's very lean.
She's very lean and very, very tall. So having layers like that would work really well for her. Not so much for me. That's cute. Again, very, very casual. It almost functions like a jean jacket. But again, this is a larger size jacket. You may notice that I keep rolling up the sleeves as well. So I think if I were broader through the shoulders, like I want to say this is probably going to fit to a 2X to 3X.
So it's a pretty hefty jacket.
It's a generously cut jacket, and there's a lot of room for more body through here, which would then make the arms the right length.
Too rigid. Like it's actually got a lot of
drape,
what's it called, space, because I wouldn't even say it's bias cut, but it feels like it's got stretch to it.
Yeah, it really does. I think it's a looser weave than this, or maybe it's less wool. This almost feels like a felt, whereas this feels like a boiled wool. But I think they're both boiled wool.
Definitely, this is less, it's probably more of an open weave.
Actually, that's a really good question. I wonder if that's a felt.
Maybe.
Because this is 100% boiled wool. I remember this from the 80s. Interesting. Well, hopefully, if Réjean is watching this, he is madly sending me messages right now going, no, that is felt. No, that is this size. And this is how we learn. Okay, this is also beautiful. What are our ladies saying?
Oh, nothing much. They're just watching away.
That is one of my favorite ways to wear a cardigan, where you kind of pull it up.
Jordy said many years ago, I heard this quote that talking about music is like dancing about architecture. Well, I saw a video of a woman who was actually dancing about architecture. It was amazing. The internet is kind of amazing that way.
The internet is amazing that way. So yeah, I'm just wearing, this is a look that was first coined by Lori Wagar, I think. The idea of taking your cardigan or whatever and your sweater and putting it over top of a cardigan style and letting this kind of drift out as a scarf. Kind of love that look. Like that. Great layering piece as well. Okay, now we get to move on to the really colorful one.
Yeah.
Yay! So it is clearly a size small and it fits me, but I can't do it with all the buttons. Unless you wanted to show it.
I can show it. Let me put some lip gloss on.
Okay.
But why don't you put on a little outfit?
Okay. I've lost my hanger.
So for the pieces that are for the next two jackets, I've gone for more of a primary colors vibe.
So I'll show you guys the jacket in the meantime. Oh, I love what you've put together with it. This actually feels more like a felt than a boiled wool. And that explains why it's so smooth as well. Right? There. That's what it looks like up close. The color in this is very much a denim blue. This is a mustard yellow, slightly muted. Vivid red with, does it have bluey undertones? No, it's closer to a kirsch.
Yeah.
This is a lipstick and this is kirsch. So it's got a little bit more orange in it. Oh, you look adorable.
Thank you.
Okay, off you go.
Okay, guys.
We put this necklace here.
Okay. So I just have on tank top, side slit, Jiva, old Jiva.
I need water.
Yes, it is so dry in here.
It's
and then
so
I just
dry in
also
here.
have, these are my Landon pants. These are the burgundy Landon pants. So this is what I consider a casual outfit for me. So I am a pretty solid medium. I'm going to put on this jacket while it's already buttoned because I am just that talented at wearing jackets. But what I love about this piece is the solid yellow in the back with the blue sleeves and just that pop of red in the front. I really feel like it has a great Technicolor element to it. Then you just want to put on the jackets. Cool. Very sweet. I actually think it fits Mira
The best.
more. Yeah, because I am curvier than her.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that from where the buttons are, the mannequin size he has used is not curvilicious like me.
Mm-hmm. So this one would look best on somebody who's got quite a straight body.
Yeah, or who is less
busty. Yeah, who's not as curvy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
1 second. I just realized my Jiva jacket has kind of scrunched up. But I do really like this coat, and I find that even with a sweater, it's quite nice. And Priya is telling me to put it in my hair. I think my hair might fall off. Yeah, flap. Flap in the hair. Okay. I'm also pretty broad-shouldered.
So you're generally a small or a medium, right?
Yeah.
I would say that coat would fit a small to an extra small comfortably.
Yeah. And Mira is more likely to be an extra small or small.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mira's not super curvy. She's got hips.
No, but she's not super curvy because I've given her clothes and she's like, Shivali, it doesn't look like on me how it looks like on me.
Yeah, so see how that's pulling at the bust?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I would do if I had gotten this coat and I loved it is I would move the button to be...
But you have to move the buttonhole.
Yeah, I'd have to move the button here. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. And is there room for that?
There's a bit of room.
Yeah.
To put it right.
So I would say if it's already at that stage of fitting you, I would not invest the money.
But what I do love about this piece is this.
I feel like a man designed this not thinking about boobs.
Yeah, and I do feel like with these smaller pieces, like we did get a varied sizing guide.
Yeah.
I actually do think the coat I have from Rejean, it's like he knew a woman.
Well, at the back,
like this.
He has these two little tucks that really make it look very sweet at the back.
Yeah.
But this one is just a super straight cut coat.
It's a very straight cut coat.
Yeah. Definitely for your petite woman.
Yeah. And we had told Rejean, like, we want a varied sizing.
Yeah.
He has coats that, like, honestly are, like, very much what a woman would wear. But I don't disagree with you.
Yeah. So we did ask for a variety of sizes. In this next collection, we're getting of 15 coats. I told him to lean towards medium, large, and extra large.
I'm just going to very quickly show this final coat, the controversial coat, because I did actually...
I love it.
This fit me the best, other than the coat I purchased.
So, and you do like your coats a little more fitted, and that leather will stretch.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that pulls on you ever so slightly.
Here, right?
Yeah.
Like if it was actually, if the button was here.
Oh, it would be perfect.
Right there.
Yeah.
But I actually have the leather on the front of my coat.
Yeah.
And I actually found now that I've worn it like 4 or 5 times, it's kind of given.
Well, the leather will give, right?
And like even here, I am hippier than where the button is, so the button constricts me.
Yeah.
But I know this kind of leather will stretch.
Yeah.
But I would put the button.
So I would say again that one would comfortably fit someone who's a size small.
Yeah.
Generally a size small. Because I'd say you're generally a medium.
I'm generally medium, 100%.
Yeah.
But look at that blue.
It's really fun.
It's so fun.
Yeah, I love how vivid that coat is, especially when the wrists are turned up, the sleeves. Hey, Cheryl, nice to see you. That happened to me too. I kind of wanted to put it on my ear at one point, and then I'm like, that might hurt.
Okay, guys. Now that I've ripped off 5 strands of my hair, this is the coat. I actually have more space in this one. I don't mind how it fits in the front, but I do agree with Priya. I would move the buttons. And that was kind of why I didn't get this piece, because I did want to have a piece that I could just immediately start wearing.
Yeah.
But the pockets in this are so sweet. And the color in this is what is drawing me to it.
Well, and you can see just how soft the leather is. Like when you put your hand in there, I could see your knuckles.
Yeah.
Right? That's how soft and smooth that leather is.
It's like really comfortable. I don't feel any itch in the arms. I still feel like I have space for a sweater. But
yeah, I think definitely small. And actually what Amy is saying is that she loves the front hem on that, how it's asymmetrical and kind of rough cut.
Me too.
And then the back is a straight cut.
Yeah, me too. That's what I noticed about it as well.
So like that's where the artistry comes in. You know, anybody can make a fully a fully ordinary shaped coat. But when you're actually cutting the leather like that, those are decisions. And to me, when there are decisions that are individual to your materials that you're working with, that's art.
I also think that it's very intentional how he's had this red on red. You have the red in the center where your heart is. And then you have the red at the sleeve as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you have this kind of asymmetry of color as well. And I think the whole point is that it does look like a patchwork. That's actually the fashion.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
That's the stuff. That's what they were going for.
Yeah.
Actually, you pay more for that.
You pay more for the patchwork. But I think about how many companies and fashion brands came out with a patchwork style, and nobody's saying to them, that is the most atrocious thing I have seen.
Think about the jeans that come pre-ripped.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sure that there's a lot of negative comments. Yeah. And I'm sure that they were just as controversial when they first hit the Instagram post. Like, why are there rips in your jeans already?
And that's what they would say. A lot of what people would say, boomers would say, why are your jeans already ripped?
So it is 9:41. And I was hoping that you would show things that match that other jacket. Or do you want me to?
You would show them.
Okay.
Yeah. You can do that. I'm just showing the coats. But Priya's going to show you how the coats look unbuttoned. I was just showing how they look buttoned on me because they do button on me.
Yeah.
But I actually am updating the photos for this coat here on the website. I've been updated to Mira wearing them.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did.
Smart.
And I actually just took photos of Mira wearing this coat, so I will up that.
And what about the videos? Are we putting videos on there as well?
Well, the videos will still be your videos.
Yeah. But they're going to be on the listing, right? They're not there yet?
So we're going to add them after they get uploaded. So we can add it for this coat. And we can add it for this coat, which is sold.
So is it already in, have you already uploaded to YouTube?
Like they've already been scheduled to upload on YouTube as well.
Oh, scheduled to upload on YouTube? Oh, it's on YouTube. Because you did, yes.
I ordinal.
Totally understand what you're saying now. Okay, I've got my little...
Back in Rich Folly and
behind the scenes. We have like a little icon that goes up. Okay, this is so soft and beautiful. This one is a poncho. It's from our full price collection. It's almost a purpley blue, but it's definitely a blue. And then it's got this wave pattern here with blues, blacks, reds, and I want to say a muted chartreuse leaning towards olive. Oh, look at that on this side. Can they see it? Yeah.
It's so dry in here.
It's honestly so much water.
Priya can tell you.
Yeah.
It's what I'm scratching right now because it's so dry.
It's very dry.
Oh my God.
I don't know how the ladies do it here all day. So this is me wearing it tunic length like that. So much fun.
And it's such a soft poncho.
This one's really soft. Maybe with a bit of a red necklace moment.
Amy says, one of my dream coats was an upcycled sweater coat from Catwise in the States. She takes vintage sweaters and makes them into the most amazing, fantastical coats. She hasn't been able to find as many good sweaters now since people are always looking for natural fibers.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
It is true.
I'm not surprised. It's actually funny. I find that people look less for leather and fur to rework because there kind of is this like trend again of people buying like pleather because they don't want to wear an animal.
Yeah, that is a huge debate. Pleather is very bad for the environment as well.
Actually worse, I think.
It is, but if you're also looking at animal rights.
Yes, and I agree with that 100%. But I also think that these like vintage fur and leather exist. If we don't protect them, these animals died for a landfill.
Well, yeah, if the animal was going to die anyway for food, then at least all parts of it are getting used. And then you get into the argument of, well, maybe that's the problem. Then why are we eating these? It's not good for the environment. There is a whole full can of worms there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I kind of agree with both sides. Two things can be true.
I think two things can be true. And what I like about Pepin's art is that he does actually like take patches of
upcycled bits. Yeah.
Upcycled bits and like actually gives them life in a beautiful piece. So you're not wasting material. It's kind of like the Saruka bags, right?
Yeah.
Or even the good hide bags that take fabric and leather that has been discarded and gives them a second life.
Gives it a second life. Yeah. And I know we've even had some people who are vegan who don't like the fact that we use silk. And I understand, like, the way silk is made is harsh on silkworms. They're insects, but it's harsh on them. And to which I say these silks already existed, right? Like the damage was done. Now at this point, do they go in a landfill or do we try to continue making that?
And that's
sacrifice?
That's exactly how I feel about vintage fur and leather.
Yeah. It is a beautiful coat. I think you already showed this detail on the sleeve that I'm so in love with.
Right. So gorgeous. And I like that little red thread for the serger or the stitching with the yellow.
Mm-hmm. So I would say this one is as itchy as this first yellow one. Like it feels like you're wearing a merino. This one was definitely itchier, the gray one.
Morak said, do you have a portable humidifier you could bring into the store? We actually have multiple humidifiers in the store.
We do. We just haven't plugged them in. But you know what it is too, that during the day, they leave the front windows open. So they do get some natural humidity. And then at night, we just don't, especially if we're going to be filming, because it can be quite lively out on the street.
Because it's a Friday night.
It's a Friday night. So we don't open it. It's not so bad during the day. And our new location has full climate control.
Mm-hmm.
So we're all looking forward to that.
Yes. Jordy said, I love the side slits in that coat. And Amy says, fur and leather are my first stop at the thrift stores.
Yeah.
Same. And Michelle says, me too. And Amy says, I'm only bummed that Value Village is charging hundreds now for fur, even if the coats are torn.
Really?
Yes, that's true. Well, Value Village is a for-profit company. Yeah. I would highly suggest going to the Salvation Army or to the Mission Thrift.
Have I shared my mink story with everybody yet?
No.
Have I shared my mink story with you?
Maybe, yeah. I think I've heard it before.
Okay, here's a story for you. So my kids are in school. I am working part-time as a teacher. So I go racing home after my last class to prepare food for my children. And then I drive it to school so that they can have a hot lunch. And also it means I didn't have to prepare lunch in the morning. So it wasn't just spoiling my kids. It also worked for me. So I'm driving through my neighborhood, racing to get to my house. And I suddenly halt the car. I look over. It's garbage day. There's all of these garbage bags. Everybody's got garbage bags.
Yes,
and there is a dead dog lying on top of the garbage. And I'm like, what? And then I'm like, I don't have time for this. But something is going on here. So I get home. I put together their lunches with a little bit of broccoli and a little bit of chicken, and I'm a good mom. And then I go racing back to the school, hand them their food, give them a hug, and then I go straight back to the place with the dead dog. So I'm like, what the heck? And so I pull into the driveway because I'm like, where am I living that this is happening? Because I'm thinking, it looked like a German Shepherd. And so I'm like, okay, so I get it. I pull into the driveway so that I can go and have a look at what's going on. And as I walk towards the garbage, this man walks out of his house. I'm at his house. And as I get closer to the garbage, I realize it's not a dead dog. It's a fur coat. But I have already shared my indignation with him as walking to this pile. I feel like I need to justify Why am I pulling into this guy's driveway? Why am I walking towards his garbage? Clearly, this man needs to be told, we don't take our dead dogs and just put them in the trash. Who knows what I was thinking? So, anyways, I've got this look of indignation on my face, and he's walking towards me. I now realize it's a mink coat or a fur coat. And so I have to somehow justify this indignation because I can't really tell him that I thought he put a dog out there. So I'm like, I can't believe that you threw out this fur coat. You know that there are people who recycle these things, right? Like somebody could have turned this into something else. This, like, honestly, this animal died.
Incredible acting, Priya.
My freaking God. And so I'm looking at him and I'm like, you know, and he goes, well, I don't know what to do with it. It used to be my mother's. My mother died 10 years ago. It's been sitting in the basement. I have no girlfriend. Everyone else in my family is.
He actually had a mental breakdown
here, right? And I'm like, don't worry. Don't worry, sir.
Superhero Priya.
I'm like, I will make sure that this coat gets to some sort of a recycling place so it can be turned into something else. Because I've got you, sir. So he's like, yeah, I would really appreciate that. I'm like, okay, no problem.
Please.
So I the trunk of my car. I didn't daddy the nurse. And then today, I think that you're coming. And then I said, and it's I'm so shit. And I opened the trunk. I think the guy came back. Okay. And so it's they're not sacks into the plan. But I'm trying to move them in there. And like, yeah, the pack off of this bit. And as I'm very defeated of this because and it's funny, like titles. So I just keep on the trunk and then what about you with this? So I used to have that those chapter templates. So I used to have those shit had the this bit. And they can't get look. That's this is a pretty tired. They used to just have living things that like when down the street when they lived. And they only get up to when you buy to the car at the put. Oh, yeah. So it's the car, that's the truck. And then I went and I just did my thing. And I did that because it's this is car. Okay. And it's now we can try to compliance. I'm just talking to see what's going on with that. I've never actually had this happen before. So I know what's coming out. It's quite a deal. There's something that I get. That's sad. Anything. That must be perfect. Spend the time. That's right on it. Okay, guys, I'm not talking to this. She had a thing. I had a thing. Understand that just happened. There's nothing that changed.
I attempted, said that that's testing. Well, not really tested. I'm testing. It's tested. The balance or something. Like it's not this crazy amount of good, and I did know that every time I put that after that. Guys, 1 second. Oh, yeah, that's just how he's back there. It's not. It's not working now. It's like completely shot that. I can't even put that. It's still there with it. Okay, guys. So I think it's a good one.
Okay, guys, we are.
Can we just use the audio from the camera?
Yes, we will do that right now.
Okay.
So let me just see if it's working. Close before scheduled update. Okay. It shouldn't even be a StreamYard issue. It should be just it's a camera issue.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so can I talk? Okay, so can I talk?
You're gonna have to come super close and tell this.
Okay, and I am going to speak so loudly, guys. Teacher voice it is. All right, so for those of you who remember the details of my story, really? No, I can hear it.
It's really quiet and it's also muffled because you are not directly here, remember? This camera.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys the rest of our story. So what ended up happening was I threw the coat into the back of my car and then quickly drove away from shame because here I was reprimanding this poor man who had lost his mother. So I leave it in the car and I don't know what to do with it. I go run the rest of my errands. I go to pick up the girls at the end of the day. And as they're throwing their knapsacks into the trunk of the car, they're like, "Ooh, Mom, what's that?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's just a fur coat that I've thrown back there." And I'm afraid to take it out because I'm like, I don't know where this has been. Like, it could be filled with moths or anything else. I'm just going to leave it in the car. So it stays in my car, in the trunk, like in the van, for at least a week. We get to a weekend and I go to Livingston's Furs. I used to live in downtown Burlington and there was this fur store. So I think, what the heck? So I take it over to Livingston's Furs and I say, I was gifted this by a relative. And I don't know anything about it actually.
But yeah.
So I said, can you tell me more about this coat? Well, they're like, wow, this is a really expensive coat. This is female mink, female long-haired mink. And then they show me all the ways that it's been constructed and how the pelts are all a uniform size and all these different ways that this is a freaking superior coat. So I'm like, okay, so like, what would you value this coat? at $10,000. Oh, $10,000. That was 25 years ago. 25 years ago. Did you not know that part?
No, I didn't know it was $10,000.
$10,000.
I had forgotten
Because
about
I
that.
had asked, like, okay, but like, you know, like, what's the insurance value, as if I was going to insure it. And they're like, yeah, $10,000 easily. So now I have this coat and I'm like, so is it like in good condition? And they're like, it's in incredible condition. It's been very well maintained. So now I don't know what to do with this coat, right? So I decide that I don't know that I want to be seen wearing mink. So what I do is I want to show you how I was wearing this. So this is a shrug. It's normally worn like this.
Look at this.
Look at this. But what I did was put my head through. So this is shrug. What do you suppose is wrong with our mics?
I don't know.
Okay. And then I'm going to twist this once and then put my head through the other armhole over here, like that, to create a bit of a scarf effect. Okay. So now I've got this coat. I don't know what to do with it. I don't really feel like I'm going to be wearing a 1960s mink out in public.
Doesn't seem very you.
It doesn't seem very me. So I actually go out to a fabric store and buy this fabulous taupe colored, like it almost is like the undertone of the mink, like a Gore-Tex fabric, but it doesn't look like rough. It's got a sheen on it. It's really pretty. And I get the whole coat remade inside out with the mink on the inside.
Ooh.
Yeah. And new buttons and everything. So that's my dead dog on the garbage pile story. I actually ended up picking a $10,000 coat and shaming a poor old man for no good reason at all.
I don't have a girlfriend.
Don't have any family members. And I'm like, well, do better.
Well, how dare you, sir?
How dare you? How dare you put this not dead dog on the garbage because it's not a dead dog, it's a coat.
Roberta said, I love that as a scarf.
Yeah.
Corey says, I have a vintage Persian lamb coat with a mink collar and cuffs that has never been worn. I bought it at a furrier that was closing. A man had it made for his wife, but she passed before he could gift it to her.
Oh.
That's really sad.
That is sad.
It's cool.
I love the Persian wool is so beautiful. I have one of those too. It's a little shorty one. And then I actually had it shortened. Back in my fashionista days, I had it shortened so it'd be more of a cropped jacket, and then had this border put onto the bottom of a
pencil skirt.
Pencil skirt. So pretty. That wouldn't even fit over one of my legs now. Not even one.
Not even one.
This is so sweet. Again, I am in that situation where I don't want to put a coat over top of it. Send me out into the world. I'm as comfortable as I need to be.
So it's 10:02. We don't have mics. I can try again. Should I try again?
That coat's already sold. This coat, the blue one, you already showed. No, I think we're good. Seeing as we don't have mics, maybe we call it. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We will try to improve the mic situation. Can we get through one without a technical difficulty? Only time will tell. Maybe. I don't know. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We will see you again on Tuesday, where we do our first sneaky peek for the sneak peek release, which is a week this Sunday. Not this Sunday, next Sunday. And honestly, as usual, the pieces are so beautiful they have us gasping, literally gasping. So I can't wait to share those with you. Don't know what the tariff situation is. Who knows what it's going to be next week, but we are happy to hold on to your pieces for you.
It's Mercury retrograde, Amy said, so that's why this is...
That makes perfect sense, Amy. Perfect sense. All right, take care, everybody. See you Tuesday. Bye.